taken at Xiaomi India office. So we just moved into a new office in Bangalore. It's a pretty beautiful 750-seater. So you guys should come and visit us. And these are some of the selfies taken in our office. We did a comparison of Redmi Y2 with some of the other best selfie phones. And to do this comparison, we had to create a new device that we call as Swiss knife of selfie sticks. The biggest problem while taking a selfie comparison is that the background might change or the light may change a little bit. So what we do is we create an equipment like this, where you basically stack different devices on one particular object. And then you have a remote control. When you press it, all the phones take selfie at the same time. So we chose 3 different products: Vivo V9, which is a great selfie phone around 25,000 rupee, J7 Duo, which was recently launched about 15,000 rupee, and Redmi Y2. Let's look at comparison. So these are the 3 comparison shots. I think it produces the best color. But most importantly, if you zoom in, you will see the ribbon on the top is completely washed away in J7 Duo and perfectly captured in case of Redmi Y2. Not just this, if you look at the right hand side of the picture, and if you see the space between the hand and the body of this girl, you will see J7 Duo does not recognize that this is not part of the body and hence leaves it over here. While in case of Redmi Y2, it clearly identifies that this is part of the body, but this is something in the background and beautifully blurs it. Look at another one. This is taken in outdoors again, beautiful color reproduction. But if you look at zoom in and see the edges of the cap, you will see the best edges are captured in case of Redmi Y2, and they're completely washed out in J7 Duo. We took one with Redmi Y2 and Vivo V9. Both are beautifully captured. But what you will see here is, while the hair are beautifully captured, in this particular case, Vivo V9 is taking a huge margin, which means all these objects in the background, they are not blurred. The margin is very huge, while they're perfectly blurred in the case of Redmi Y2. Then again, Y2 versus J7 Duo, and if you zoom in, you will see the edges of the hair are beautifully captured in case of Y2 as compared to J7 Duo. So you can take amazing selfies in portrait mode, and you can also take amazing group selfies. The usual problem with group selfies when you take in a portrait mode is the person who is taking the selfie is kept in focus and everybody else is blurred. For example, this one was taken today morning with Honor 9 light, and you can see the other 3 people in the portrait mode are blurred because the camera doesn't recognize that these are people who have to be kept in focus. And if you compare it with Redmi Y2, you will clearly see that the remaining 2 people who are even in the background, they are in focus with Redmi Y2 as compared to Honor 9 Lite. These are some of the shots with group portrait selfies. The person standing in the back wearing a green shirt is also in focus. You can also have 4 people in group selfies. This is probably one of my favorite ones because this is not just a group selfie. This has been taken in low light conditions, and you can see each one of them have been perfectly captured. So you can take amazing group selfies and individual selfies with Redmi Y2. We have also upgraded the front camera. So we are introducing our AI dual camera with Redmi Y2. This is actually the same setup, a very similar setup as what we have on Redmi Note 5 Pro, which is a 12 megapixel primary camera with large 1.25 micron pixels and a 5 megapixel secondary camera. Let me take a second here and explain why this is a better setup than 13+2, which is available in the market. If you look at most of the 13+2 phones, the primary 13 megapixel camera is either 1 micron pixel or 1.12 micron pixel. In our case, because we use a large 1.25 micron pixels, it helps capture more light, and hence the color that you see over there is significantly better than 13 megapixel 1 or 1.12 micron pixel. And 5 megapixel helps in better edge detection, and hence the portrait mode that you see is significantly better. In fact, 12+5 with 1.25 micron pixel is a lot costlier than 13+2 with 1 or 1.12 micron pixel. This helps in 2 things: the portrait mode and low light photography. Portrait mode, as I explained, this also works on semantic segmentation, and it helps you capture beautiful pictures. like this one. The thing that I liked the most about this picture was this has a natural bokeh. Of course, the colors are perfect, but if you see on the right-hand side, as the corridor keeps going deeper and deeper, the amount of bokeh or blur keeps increasing. This one, again, beautifully captured. This was shot in Bangalore on MG Road, this particular picture. This large 1.25 micron pixel also helps with low light photography. The way this works is, and by the way, we used to have phones with 1 micron pixel 2 years ago. And then we introduced 1.12 micron pixel and then now 1.25. Because each pixel size is bigger, as I said, they capture more light and you get better pictures. We have 3 phones here, all 3 of them with same megapixel, but one with 1 micron pixel, one with 1.12, and one with 1.25. And you will see from a distance they will look very similar to each other. But the difference will be a lot clearer when you zoom in. You will see the smartphone one with 1 micron pixel gets a little bit smushed, while it's the most clear and sharp in case of Redmi Y2 with large 1.25 micron pixel. These are some of the sample shots in low light conditions. This was taken at a club. This is Times Square in New York, and my personal favorite, which has been taken during a sunset. So Redmi Y2 is a camera superstar, great front camera, great back camera, and it will be shipped with Android O out of the box and with MIUI 9.5. Now we have spoken a lot about MIUI 9.5, but there is one specific feature that I love and I would like to talk about it, which is the smart photo editing. Now you would have faced this kind of a problem that when you're taking a picture, there would be somebody standing in the background and you can't do anything about it. Or there would be some object that you cannot move. And with a smart photo editing, you go over there, you just click on it, and that object or that person is removed. It just gives you much cleaner and nicer pictures. So that's what Y2 will be shipped with Android O and MIUI 9.5. We're also introducing the AI-based face unlock, and because of our AI algorithm, it is a lot more secure and a lot faster. And it also comes with a fingerprint sensor on the back that you can use for unlock, or you can use it for taking selfies. I actually take most of my selfies using the fingerprint sensor, and I find it to be incredibly helpful. Now, Redmi Y2 is powered by Snapdragon 625. Actually, I was not expecting. I was expecting a lot of people to say, again, Redmi Snapdragon 625. So yes, of course, we really think that 625 is a great processor, amazing power and performance, especially in this price segment. I don't think there's anybody else who has introduced a Snapdragon 600 series in this price segment. There was a phone launched this week itself, which is Snapdragon 400 series in 14,000-15,000 rupee price range. And there's nobody else, and there's no processor which will come similar or even close to Snapdragon 625 when it comes to power and performance. Y1 was launched with Snapdragon 435, and Y2 is with 625, which means it is 37% faster and a massive upgrade over Y1. And thanks to the 14 nanometer FinFET technology, it also gives you a great battery life. So even though the battery is similar of 30,080 mAh, but because of this 14 nanometer FinFET technology, it can easily last for more than a day. The standby time on this particular device is 31 days, and if you watch video continuously, it can last for more than 10 hours. We have a dedicated SIM slot, 2+1, dedicated for micro SD. Thank you. And every single unit of Redmi Y2 will be shipped with a free clear case inside the box. And of course, 100% of Redmi Y2 will be made locally here in the country. Now, while we're expanding our manufacturing units in the country, there's something that we're really focusing on, which is quality. Now, I was at a factory a few weeks ago. In fact, this is me holding one of the first few PCBAs that have been manufactured in India. As you know, we have started manufacturing PCBAs, and by next quarter Q3, we really hope 100% of made in India phones will have locally manufactured PCBAs. Let me show you a quick video on what do we do with respect to quality.
We believe in making technology accessible for all our Mi fans. Compromising quality standards. All
Now, we do a lot of tests. Like one of the tests that we do is we drop devices from 1 meter height on 6 different surfaces, and sometimes as many number times as 200 times to see if the device is working fine or not. We insert the headphone jack, remove it almost like 5,000 times. Some things like sidebar fingerprint sensor, we test 5 lakh times, 6 lakh times. But these are the kind of stats that a lot of other brands can come and share. Or you would have seen similar kind of videos from many other brands. So how do you know that Xiaomi phones are genuinely better quality than any other brand in the country? The output metric of all these quality tests is something what we call as FFR, Field Failure Rate. This means if we sell 100 devices, how many of these devices come back with any kind of complaint, whether it be hardware or software, during the life of the product. And there is no external report on field failure rate. It's very difficult to get, but we capture field failure rate of all competition devices as well as Xiaomi devices. And what we hear is average of top 5 brands in India